Well, good morning. As we're sitting here at LTV on this beautiful morning, Friday morning, July 5th, year 2024, here with the Hello Hello Show. And my name is Haim Mizrahi, continuing with the tradition of public access and the tradition of the Hello Hello Show that's been on the air since 1980. Of course, not to fail to mention a contribution by Frederick Dougherty, Francis Ann, and of course the likes of you out there to make it your business to enhance and fortify this concept. Hope you had a relaxing, wonderful, fruitful, eventful 4th of July celebration. Of course, the rest of the weekend is all about celebrating, and rightfully so. We should be happy that indeed we can live in a country where we can celebrate the nature of things. Vered is here with us, hasn't been here for a long time, but if you don't know who Vered is, then you have a problem. But Vered, I'm really very, very happy
Yeah,
to have you
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
It seems like it's been ages since you came to visit me here at LTV.
That's true. Yeah,
And
ages goes fast.
yes, definitely. And but your consistency as far as working for the cause, which we're going to talk about, and of course promoting the whole idea of the artistic demeanor of this community came from your wonderful engagement in the last 4 decades, at least, here in East Hampton. And to my privilege to know you personally, and of course through your gallery and Janet Lair, to benefit so much from it. So definitely in that sense we can talk about art, we can talk about Israel, we can talk about everything that we our hearts desire. So thank you for being here, and tell us how you're
You,
doing.
you very welcome, Chaim. Yeah, we've been friends for a long time. You know, yesterday was July 4th, and it just reminded me that maybe for 7 or 8 or 9 years, they canceled July 4th celebration in East Hampton. That was such a beautiful celebration with the fireworks, with families picnicking for generations. And the kids grow and they bring their kids. And it was so beautiful. And they canceled it because there were two birds, the plover birds, that are so distinctive, whatever they call it. And they didn't care about the people and the birthday of this great country. And they never brought it back. I don't know what happened to those birds, and I don't F at them.
Hmm? Okay.
And we still don't have back July 4th in East Hampton. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Um,
that's
I
that's
think
for
I
this
think you
great
should pick up
country.
this conversation with the birds.
Yeah, yeah, we leave it. Yeah, that's for the birds, but it's not. It's for humans that's celebrating.
Yes.
I remember Jerry de la Famina. We used to have a party in his place up there watching and singing God Bless America and celebrating every year's with the kids, with the grown-ups, with the old people. And this was cancelled
Yeah.
by East Hampton. Shame.
Yeah.
That's it.
In
That's one shame I have for today. I have a
Wait,
couple of them.
yes, I know, but you know, things has changed in the political scene since October 7th of what happened in Israel, and then of course, people out there know that anti-Semitism doesn't rely on one thing or another. It's just an ongoing scenario. It's an ongoing thing until something happens, and then it comes to the surface, and then we realize what the threat and the danger is. But the danger is not only to Jews around the world. The danger is the free societies that suffer from the concept of people who wants to cause so much mayhem.
As they said, that we are the canary. When they start with the Jews, they don't end with the Jews. But everybody have to understand that it's against human right, human being, Jewish right, and they're coming next. So I just hope that the Jews would wake up because a lot of them are not, they say, oh, I'm not religious. You don't have to be religious to be a Jew, and you don't have to be religious to support Israel because Israel is the place, the safe place, even if it's not so safe, something to fight for that the Jews have, because in Germany they were treated very nice. Because I know my in-laws, they went to the college, they went to the clubs, they did, they lived in Germany. And then one day it turned around and they didn't believe it. This country still have a place they don't let Jews in, like the Maidstone Club in East Hampton, yeah, and many places. And the thing is, we have to stick together and to understand that there is a place that would protect us, and it's Israel. America is so far okay, but you never know when this disease is gonna grow, the fungus gonna come over. So we have to be aware, and we have to really understand that that anti-Semites is there. Sometimes it surfaces more and sometimes less, but we shouldn't wait until they knock on the door and have to fight before. So one of the reasons why I came today is because on Sunday there is a rally for Israel. We stand with Israel. That's here the rally. Yeah. Do we get it on the
Hmm.
picture? Yeah. And it says you don't have to be Jewish to support Israel. So this is this Sunday, the 7th of July at 3 o'clock in East Hampton in the park, Herrick Park, across from the school, from the supermarket. It's right there.
Right next to Stop and Shop.
Now, yeah, now I have asked the Jewish Center of East Hampton to promote this rally. We'll have music. We don't come with guns. We just want to have a good time and support Israel. So the Jewish Center of East Hampton refused to promote this rally. They are reform liberals and they are about themselves, not about Israel, not about anti Semites. And I am so embarrassed because I used to be there for 40 years. The Jewish Center of East Hampton refused to promote the rally on Sunday. Shame on them. Shame, shame. And I've been annoyed with them for a long time, those big liberals. They Black life matter to them, but not Jewish life, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, I noticed that your passion to art is not is not in the background. You're gonna have a wonderful exhibition of art at the art fair in Southampton.
Yeah.
Of course, your legacy precedes you. Tell me a little bit about the relationship between. Uh, um, Obviously, people don't understand also that there's incredible art life in Israel, and even though everybody associate Israel with war and tension, all this, it's
Well,
definitely.
listen, when the Hamas attacked us, there was thousands of young kids dancing. They had a big party. They were dancing, and they were killed and slaughtered and raped and beheaded in a young people's party. That's all they came. We celebrate. Jews celebrate life.
Yeah, and that's a known factor. But tell me about your life after the gallery, because because this is not less important to know
Yeah.
that we continue to create, we continue to have inspiration, and so life after Vered Gallery is still all about art, correct?
It's not all about art, but I certainly did not neglect being a dealer. So the only thing is now I am a private dealer. and because galleries are becoming a difficult and different place to be in. So I left the gallery and I'm now private dealer.
Mm-hmm.
And I still involved in a different way. And I was very happy to have the gallery for 40 years. It was the right time and the right place.
Mm-hmm.
And now the time have changed and it's just not right for me. So I'm very happy. And I'm going to be in that great show. They do it every year. And this year I'm participating. I'm having a booth. It's going to be at the 11th, Thursday, July 11th. And the VIP starts at 2 o'clock. And then they have another VIP for 6 o'clock on the 11th of July on Thursday. And then, of course, everybody can come during the week. It's a weekend. It's just going to be Thursday, the 11th, Friday, the 12th, Saturday, the 13th, and Sunday, the 14th. That's just the weekend.
Yeah, 4 days.
And I'm having a great booth. So I'm
Yes.
looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I can imagine. And so, I mean, the art scene, how did it change? I mean, can you? I'm sure you can summarize for me. How did it change in the last, 20 years, ten
Well,
years? It's like the change is constant. But what's the nature of this change?
well, the change is sort of our society moved too fast. And when I dealt with the cooning and with rivers and with all the artists that were just happy to paint. They if they could afford the canvas and the paint and being in some any place, they were happy.
They were happy, yeah.
And they really, and I think today it became a immediate gratification,
Yeah.
and the artists expect to be famous, and I think they are more interested in doing anything to be famous than to do the art that they feel
That makes them
that
happy.
makes it. It's not about happy, it's that makes them being an artist. And I think it's the immediate gratification and the art that makes so much money has destroyed the essence
Mm-hmm.
of being an artist,
Mm-hmm.
I think. And everybody uh, uh, got sick, got a disease of trying to get a lot of money, to be important, to be famous. And so that's one part of it. I think it becomes too much of a business, business deals. It's like Wall Street. So they have the stock market, and they have the real estate, and they have the art. So it becomes an investment for people that just want to invest and make money. It's not that they really know what they're doing, very few of them, or they're just followers, or like buying stock. They buy that as a part of
Portfolio.
their portfolio.
Yeah.
So it's not only that, that's another point. The big point is that the artists themselves, the artists themselves have a website. And so they promote themselves on Facebook and on this tube and on YouTube and on that tube. So what happened is that I become a middleman. I cannot compete with artists that put their website on. And of course,
Directly,
they
yeah.
also sell because I cannot promise them happily ever after. I can promise them to be successful. Of course, they can blame me if they're not.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's not, it's just something that um, it's not worth it. If I put a show cost me thousands and thousands of dollars, and then the artists do their own promotion and sell from their website, what would I get?
Yeah.
So I realized that I can't compete in this market. I don't want to. I did my thing, and I loved every minute of it. And now I have a nice collection that I'm selling
Uh-huh.
little at a time, and I don't need to be in that hot race.
Yeah.
And
You have been for many years, so you paid
well,
your dues.
it wasn't a race. I was it.
Yes, you were it. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
have to compete with anything or anybody. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was the only gallery for 40 for no, at least 25 years. Then somebody came and left and came and left. And the oddest thing is that in where I used to be in East Hampton in the Passage,
Hmm.
then Pace Gallery came. After we left, Pace Gallery came. They put a fortune in renovating and opening the ceiling and did everything because, it needed that facelift.
Yeah.
So I think they worked more than a year and spent a fortune. And Pace Gallery, one of the biggest gallery in the world, was staying in my place that I stayed 40 years. They stayed 1 year and they left.
They left. Yeah.
This is to me is mind-boggling. And I don't know, I didn't meet Ernie lately and I didn't ask him how come they didn't stay. They're wonderful. I was so happy for them to precede me. And then I don't
Because
know.
they were too distant from the average person. I went in there a few times and I wasn't felt like I'm welcome. They were like too cold, too rigid. I was too poor. They size you. They know if you're poor or rich. They know if they should pay attention to you or not. Not a good feeling. They're more like private collectors. Also very intimidating prices. Um, you
I
know,
didn't know that they had prices.
well, I mean, I ask. Was wondering. Especially I ask about the ugly pieces. How much they are. And then, and then I said, if you pay me a fraction of it, I can make it look beautiful. I said, just give me a chance.
Yeah.
I can make it happen. But I think it's that
Well,
level
you're a
of it.
good artist. You know your
You,
stuff. But
but you even though you sold the high end and everything else, but you never gave people a sense of intimidation. They were all welcome, especially Janet Lear was the one that really lived by this sense of everyone is welcome, and she would engage herself in conversations that were like at least half an hour long and took information from everyone and his brother and
she
sister.
was brilliant.
Brilliant. And
Brilliant.
yes, and the two of
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
just like an out of this world combination of human material.
Really.
um, I think the community owes you a lot in the sense of how selfless you were and how much you gave to the community unconditionally.
If you love what you're doing, it comes natural.
Yeah.
So I love the kids that came, and those kids, I have three generation that came and talked to me from the time they were little, and now they're big collectors. So it's like being a good teacher, being a part of your school, being a part of your community. And I had really three generations that came to the gallery, and I love to talk to them, especially the kids, because they're so innocent. And it's so beautiful to talk to a young kid
Yeah.
that get impressed. And I love the artist, you know, that I showed. I really had my choice since I'm not really an artist. I had the choice of choosing the art that really talked to me.
Yes.
And most of the time, we were a little earlier of the trend. Like
Yeah.
I showed Kusama before people knew about her.
Hmm.
Now it's millions and millions of dollars,
Yeah.
and many of them, So it was really like
And
inventing.
Larry Rivers was there all the time with you. I
Yeah,
mean, he
yeah, yeah.
showed the entire evolutionary process of his growth.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
He not only a great artist, he was a musician. He was a thinker. He
Yeah.
was a great
Yeah.
personality, a bigger,
I remember him
and I
playing the
love the work.
saxophone in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
gallery. That
yeah,
was
yeah,
a memory I will never forget.
yeah. He was really a personality, and so bigger than he was crazy, but
Yeah.
I loved him. Yeah,
Yes, of course, of
yeah,
course,
yeah, yeah,
and he had something to show for.
yeah,
So now, when you visit Israel, and you've been to visit Israel now
yeah.
lately,
All the time.
I want you to give people the sense. People think that there's no life there. I mean, they don't know like you and I that even if there's war, there's good life, and there's music, and there's outings, and there's interaction, and social activities, and art, and all this. Tell me about your experience. So you were there about for 3 weeks, for a month,
I go
about.
there for months or
Yeah, but
twice a year,
the last
or
visit was
sometimes more.
so.
Uh,
Describe to the
well,
people out there what is it all about, really?
well. First of all, what I said is the Israelis and the Jews are about life, and no bad situation would stop our being. Even in the ghettos, they had singing, they had writings, they had drawings. Nothing would stop us from growing. So in Israel, it's amazing. It's amazing. They partying for I was there. That was sometimes you fight and you don't even know that there is a war, and it's safer there than sometimes in Manhattan with all the killings and the attacking. And people say, "Oh, you can't go with a Star of David. It's dangerous." Really, in New York? But it is, and I go.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are Jews are hiding, and as long as they're hiding, the bullying would continue. The bullying stop when you raise your head and stop being afraid.
Yes,
And
definitely.
now we are being
Yes.
bullied.
Yeah, bullied. Yeah, definitely. And
Is bullying come from bullying, from
bu-
bull,
from Bulbul.
from bull? Yeah. So
But
I think that we are, and the whole thing about the terror is that people are terrorized, and they shouldn't be. They should fight terror wherever it raises its head.
listen, we had 9/11 here. What more can we say? I mean, if that's not a catastrophe that is like a mini Holocaust, then I don't know what is. So we felt it here. I mean, I remember the early days. I remember every minute of that day, and I remember being able to relate to it because I came from a background where killings and explosions and terrorism was common practice.
But just remember
So
that those people came here and they were allowed here, and those terrors, they studies flying in our schools, and that didn't stop anything because we still had 15 million that came in the last 4 years to this country. Nobody vetted them. Nobody know who they are. Nobody knows where those kids are being sexual abused. Are they being physically abused? Nobody knows. 15 million coming here, and the door is still open. And that's where 9/11, we didn't learn the lesson. We didn't learn the lesson. And we opened the door. Everybody wants to come to America. Only the American think that it's not a good country. That's what they learn in the colleges. This is the best country, but we have to keep it like that. Not to take it for granted, and not to let everybody come in. They have to be vetted
Yeah.
We are a country of immigrants, but everybody came, was vetted, was checked. If they had a cold, they couldn't get in. If they and all that pandemic pandemic that they watched us and we had to put this the mask and we had to not go here, not go there. The door was open. All this pandemic had people coming from everywhere. Didn't check them. What's wrong? And they pride in the country? Do you think we have to have open borders, a global world,
Mm.
no religion, no borders, no sex, no he or she or them? I am very, very sick and tired of all this woke garbage.
Mhm. But it's behind us when we're looking forward to the future, and who better than you knows that art heals, and art keeps us sane, and art makes sure that the stability of our community and society is being guarded and being enhanced, just because people choose to paint paintings and write poetry.
Painting is for the people that paint and the people that it doesn't save society. The Mona Lisa didn't save one person.
Oh well, it's the
It did
concept.
not
It's
save
no, no, but
one
the concept,
person.
because
It gave money for the people that want to see it
uh,
because the society decided it's the greatest thing.
yeah,
And
the uh, the concept behind it is what guards us and what protects us. Not this painting or that painting. The act of That's why when the Second World War started, the first thing they did, certain private groups, is to get all these great artists into hiding so they can continue to create. There was a good reason why, because these qualities are so powerful.
you getting to a very sore spot
Yeah,
with
but the
me.
thing,
No, the artist didn't save it, and the world didn't save the Jews, and they were slaughtered and put to the ovens, and the
well,
world didn't save,
Einstein was
and
Jewish.
Roosevelt didn't bomb the railroad,
Einstein was
and
Jewish.
nobody let them in, and the only place that could
Not
save the
everybody,
Jews is Israel,
not
and
not
don't you ever forget it.
not everybody hate Jews, and not
They
everybody
don't
wants
hate,
them
and they
based.
didn't, and they were
There are
quiet.
a lot of people who
They were
save
quiet.
Jews, a lot of
Yeah,
people who
not
help
a lot,
Jews,
not a lot.
a lot, yes.
And not this country, and not
You
Roosevelt, that was the second to God in
read
this country. He didn't bomb the railroad. He was just miles away from the railroad,
read
and he
the
didn't bomb it. And he sent back the St. Louis with all the Jews back to the ovens. So he was the most loved president by the Jews too. So I no, I don't say everybody's bad. I don't say everybody's anti-Semite, but it's the bullying that is stronger unless we wake up.
Yes, but not only as Jews, as people of the free country of the United States of America. If we don't wake up, we'll be in trouble.
Yeah,
That's a
that's what
given,
I'm
but
saying. That's
it's not like this is something new. Like even after 9/11, we learned what we learned, and then we wanted is to go back to normal. All we wanted is to go back to normal, and we weren't quite sure how much is enough when it comes to remembering, how much is enough when it comes to making sure we learn the lessons, how much is enough when we start looking around and implementing changes, all this.
we
uh,
didn't learn. We didn't learn.
yeah,
We didn't
we
learn.
learned we
15
learned
million
a
that
lot,
came just
but
now
not
and
enough.
millions
Yeah,
that came before,
yeah.
and they going to be, and they getting now the card to buy food, and they get to go to school, and they get our hospitals, and that's destroying all of our people that pay taxes and that are part of communities of this America. And you can't just bring millions of people and let them use all of our uh, uh, hard earning places. And that's what's happening. And I don't know why, and I don't know how, and I know we didn't stop it. And it's danger. It's danger.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So talking about, yeah, everything could happen again, so we have to be aware.
Yes, and let me just mention that we're sitting here with Vered on Friday morning, July 5th, year 2024, here with the Hello Hello show. And you want to give the information again
Yes,
about the
so
rally? So
we
it's this
stand
coming
we
Sunday,
stand
correct?
with Israel rally this coming Sunday, July 7, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's going to be a rally to support Israel.
Hmm.
And I hope that I'll see you all. I don't organize it, but there are some good Jews that organize it, and I'm grateful because we need to stick together and to support Israel
Yes,
because we have too many enemies around that that make a lot of noise, and
yes,
it's time for us to just be there. We
yes.
don't have to make noise because that's not our way. But there's going to be music and there's going to be fun.
Yeah, okay.
And
That's
this Sunday, coming Sunday, today's Friday,
yes.
2 days at 3 o'clock at Herrick Park in East Hampton.
That's right next to
And
the
then and
Stop
then
and
we'll
Shop.
see you at the 11 on Thursday at the opening of the art show in Southampton.
Atre, yes.
That's going to be,
Yeah,
it's always like 100 different galleries from all over the world,
yes,
and it's really a big happening for
yes,
art, and especially that it's everybody coming to our area to show good art.
yes.
I, for example, I would have um, I'll have de Koonings, I have Avery's, I have Modigliani, I have Picasso.
Mm,
That's what I'm going to have in my booth.
that's
So
good.
come and see me. It's Vered Art.
Yes, very good.
Vered Art, and I'm Vered.
And I
I am
wish you luck.
Vered, and it's good to talk to you.
Yes, I know.
Chaim, I always love you.
Yeah, I know. Me too. And so let's hope to meet again so we can talk about art and art and art and art and art and more art. So maybe after the fair and in
I'd
the
rather talk about
yeah,
Israel.
yeah, yeah, I
That
know.
is
I
my.
will mention it
I'm a
also.
Zionist, and I'm very
Yes,
proud to be one.
and I'm proud of you of being one. So let's
I'm
conclude.
Israeli too, by the way.
Yes. So let's conclude now, and I'm really happy we had the chance to do it.
Yeah.
Make sure that this Sunday, the 7th, at 3 p.m. at Herrick Park in
And
East Hampton.
and just I want to tell you, you don't have to be Jewish to support Israel.
Okay, here we
I
go.
appreciate.
Well said. So we're going to be here tomorrow as much as we were here yesterday, and as much as we're here this morning or Friday morning, July 5th, year 2024, here with the Alolo Show. God bless. We'll see you soon. Enjoy that 4th of July weekend.